Have you gained a ton of weight since you've hit your 40s and you've tried everything and nothing's working? In this video, I'm going to guide you through 4 strategies to lose weight over 40. Hello fam, and welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, my name's Melissa Neal and this channel is all about helping women over the age of 40 get in great shape. That's right, not just get in shape, but get in great shape, because I believe we really can. Back in 2019, I made a video called How to Lose Weight Over 40, and it's had 12,000 views and it's my most successful video. And so I wanted to give you guys an update on how to lose weight over 40 in 2020. Here's an extract from the video, which is a little bit cringy because I was just starting out in YouTube then. About my 4 simple steps to lose weight and stay in shape over 40. Number 1 is diet. None of you should be surprised by this, but you can't carry on and eat the things that you ate in your 20s and 30s. I wanted to do this update video on how to lose weight over 40 because since then I've done so much more research, talked to lots of women, and I now run programs for women over the age of 40. Since then we've had COVID hit, haven't we? And that's had an impact on how we can exercise. And also I've had somebody join me since I made that first video, which is my friend Frida. She's always watching over me as my mentor and my guide. So let's get into it. You know, losing weight is a real struggle, isn't it, when we're over 40? And I should know. I struggled just like everybody else. And here's a picture of me. And, you know, there was nothing wrong with me in that picture. But it's just that I wanted to achieve more. I wanted to lose more body fat. I wanted to get leaner. I wanted to change my body shape. But I wasn't succeeding because I didn't have the right strategies in place that I'm going to talk about today. And that's why I set up this channel and started making those early videos on how to lose weight, because I didn't believe anybody else was covering this topic. And you know, there weren't enough women out there talking about this on YouTube and on blogs and everywhere and on social media about all the difficulties we have when we're getting older. You know, our hormones are depleting and what we can actually do about it. The reason that we really struggle to lose weight is because as we get older, our hormones are depleting. So that's estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. And what happens when those hormones deplete is that we start to gain body fat. At the same time, we're also losing muscle mass. And what does muscle do? Muscle burns fat. So it's another way that it makes us more of a struggle, because we've lost that muscle, to actually burn more calories and burn more fat. And it's really tough, isn't it? Because gain this weight around our middle, that's where I struggled. So I completely understand if you're watching this and you're thinking, I've just gained all this additional body fat. I was doing a ton of exercise. I was running, you know, miles and miles every week, training for a half marathon. I'm going to talk about the formula that you can put in place that's actually going to work and help you to lose that weight if you're over 40 or over 50. So the first thing that we need to be looking at is strength training. And that should be no surprise, should it? Because I talked about the fact that we lost muscle mass. So what we need to do is put the muscle back on. And you know, when I made the video in 2019, I was talking about strength training in the gym. But when COVID hit, what happened is we all had to work out from home. And actually we can successfully do strength training from home. And I know many women actually prefer to strength train from home or work out from home, because women tend to feel more intimidated in the gym. They don't want to be in a gym. They feel exposed. They feel self-conscious, and it's absolutely fine to work out from home, and you can achieve your goals through strength training from home. And I know this because I did this myself. What it's going to do, as well as build muscle, is you're going to actually burn calories when you're not working out. So when you're sitting around not doing anything, muscle actually burns calories. And that's why it's so important for women over 40, because what it's going to do is build our metabolism. And that's what's happened to me and the women on my program. We've built our metabolism through strength training, and that's the best way of losing weight if you're over 40. I cannot stress this enough. Really lower that cardio and focus on strength training, and that's what's going to help you achieve results. The second thing that we need to be doing is, when we're thinking about cardio, and we're prioritizing strength training, aren't we? But the cardio shouldn't be a great deal, and I really like to focus on high intensity interval training. And that's what I've said back in 2019. 20 minutes 3 times a week is enough with HIIT training. Could be 15 minutes 3 times a week. You just don't need to do a lot of it. It's really effective, and it's really great at burning fat, not only while you're working out, but up to 48 hours afterwards. And so that's one of the reasons why it's really effective. But since 2019, I've had loads of feedback from women who say they simply cannot do HIIT cardio because they might have bad knees, they can't do anything that's high impact. You can actually do low impact training. You can use a stationary bike, a rowing machine, or I've done a HIIT workout. I'll link that in the description below, which is just completely low impact. But as an alternative, and I did this because I was getting a lot of information earlier this year, is that you can actually walk. Walking is a great form of exercise if you're unable to get your HIIT workouts in for any reason. We're talking about 20 minutes 3 times a week with HIIT cardio. So if you're walking, you're going to need to do 5 times a week, 50 minutes. Can still lose weight by getting our steps in, and the research coming out now is showing that some of this steady state cardio, while not as effective as HIIT, it can still work. And walking with a weighted jacket is absolutely fantastic because it just makes it a little bit more challenging. You're going to sort of increase your heart rate, you're going to be more out of breath. It's a bit like hill walking. So thirdly, I'm going to talk about diet, and this is a thing that everyone, including myself, gets wrong. We need to take our protein high, we need to calculate our calories, and we need to be, if we want to be really effective at it, because it's not just cutting down what we're eating, because how do we know what we're eating? And when we're older, our body is less forgiving. If we want to really see those results, and I know people can switch off from this, and I did myself, but if we really want to see those results, we need to be tracking our calories. And firstly, you need to be in a calorie deficit. And then, as I said, take your protein high. So what I'm talking about is 1 gram of protein for every pound in body weight. If you're really overweight, you can afford to take the protein a bit lower than 1 gram for every pound in body weight. That means eating protein at every meal. Then looking at carbohydrates, don't cut your carbohydrates too low. So I would say always go for over 100 grams in carbohydrate, up to 300 grams in carbohydrate, and 100 grams is 3.5 ounces. Get your good fats in. That's what's going to balance our hormones. As women over 40, and then if you're like me and you're menopausal, getting those good fats in is really going to help balance our hormones. And when I talk about good fats, what I mean is avocado, nuts, olive oil, MCT oil, coconut oil, fish oils, so if you're eating oily fish, All those fats are absolutely fantastic for balancing our hormones, and there's lots of scientific evidence around this. And as a side note, don't take the calories too low. That's what I did. If you're going under 1300 calories, that's too low. You're going to screw your metabolism, and it's really going to be hard to come back from that, because once you start eating more food, your body has adapted to those really low levels of calories. You're just going to gain the weight and then some. And what we're all about is building our metabolism. That's what we want to do through strength training. And the protein and the carbohydrates that we're eating are going to assist with muscle building, which in turn will burn more calories. You know, we're taking the protein high because protein, number one, is going to be great for muscle building, but also our body finds it more difficult to break down, so we actually burn more calories by eating protein. And it does actually keep us satiated, which is really important. We want to feel full, we want to feel satisfied, don't we, when we're on calorie restriction? We don't want to feel hungry. So I've run through the first 3 strategies, and you know, those 3 strategies are all included in my programs that I mentioned earlier, and I have 2 programs. One is the 6-week shred, which is for women over 40 to lose weight, and you lose a quite dramatic amount of weight or body fat within 6 weeks. And then I do have my 12-week lean and strong program, which is a program about building metabolism by building lean muscle. And again, you know, you will drop body fat on this program, but it's just not quite so quick and severe as my 6-week shred. So I will link those in the description, and do comment below if you've got any questions about those. So if you're enjoying this video so far, please do give it the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and get the bell notifications so you get notified when my videos first drop. And my videos are all about this kind of stuff: weight loss, exercise, and how to stay in great shape for women over the age of 40. Next up, and the last strategy of all, this hasn't changed since 2019. I talked about it then, but I'm going to talk about it now, and that's mindset. Mindset is really important because I believe some of the time we do put up barriers as older women about what we can and we can't do, and it's really important to go into this kind of body transformation journey with the right mindset, and anything is possible if you have the right mindset. That's the first thing to say. So, you know, when we're talking about sticking to a diet plan, you really need to have mental toughness to do that, don't you, at times? And getting into daily habits with working out is really important. You're not always going to feel motivated to work out. If you get into those great daily habits, you know, whatever time of day suits you, and for me that's early in the morning, but everyone's different, and that you do those workouts at that set time, you really are going to see some progress, because that's when you'll get consistency, and consistency is absolutely key. Since I made my video in 2019, I've had countless messages and comments on my social media channel from some women who tell me they can't do certain things. They can't do the strength training, they can't do the HIIT training, they can't do this. And what we've got to do is go in with a can-do attitude. No, you can't do everything to start off with. I couldn't do certain things. I couldn't do a pistol squat, I couldn't do a pull-up, I couldn't do a dip. I learned all those things in my 50s and my late 40s. So anything is possible with the right mindset going into it. And you know, we talk about kind of injuries and pain. I've suffered from all of those, and I've talked about those in my other videos, so I'm not going to go into detail here. You have to overcome injuries and pain if you want to get in great shape. We're talking about our health here and having really great long-term health. That's what I'm all about, and it's really important that we don't put up barriers to our long-term health. And if there are certain things that we can't do, we can always work around it, and that's what I'm having to do at the moment, is work around certain niggles that I've got with my shoulder and my lower back so that I'm not causing it more stress. And we shouldn't prevent ourselves from actually saying we can go on a weight loss journey because of some issue that we've got going on in our body. So that was my video on how to lose weight over 40, and if you like the video, please do give it the thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and get the bell notifications so you're notified when my videos first drop. And also give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok, where I post much more regularly than on YouTube. I do daily updates. You can get loads more tips and information for getting in shape over 40.